What's going on, everybody? Look, on today's episode, we will be discussing you didn't make me, so you can't break me. I brought my luggage and this Louis. Can Prime Time keep up with his greatness and his excellence?
Man, you got Deion doing his thing. We got UFC. All the stuff is happening. We got the boxing game happening. We in a different place, Prince. What's happening? What's going on, brother?
Man, we got Errol Spence Jr. He declared that he has broken ties with his longtime trainer, Derrick James, and is eyeing a rematch with Terence Crawford in December 2023.
You sure he got that smoke?
I don't know. I don't know, man. But look, we're going to get into it because we got the UFC event coming up this weekend. And we had a big one last weekend that we're going to jump into and we're going to talk about. But let's go ahead and jump right into it and bring in a real UFC fighter. Make sure that y'all stay tuned to find out more.
Give it a bridge. What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode. Give it a bridge now.
I feel like busting loose. Give it a bridge now. I feel like busting loose now.
There's only this because in boxing, one punch can change it, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are.
I love her because she from the hood though. From the hood though. She like really from the hood.
Loose make you feel fine. Talking about busting loose.
That Stock said Nate will never live that down. No, he won't. But it's not about it's about how he gets up.
They doing that. They doing that Wakanda scene when they was just
It's about your heart because you can get knocked down so many times and people can make fun of you, but it's about their resilience.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Ray? How you doing? Welcome to another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to educate you, entertain you, and empower you. Make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button and share this with the people that you care about the most. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump right into the show. Ray, what's going on, baby?
Let's go, man. Like you tell me what's happening, man. Like we got a lot of stuff happening. We got UFC going on. We got Shakira Stevenson out here talking mad noise. We got the NFL happening. I mean, it's so much popping. Man, what's happening?
Man, give me the bridge, y'all. Man, look, hey, last weekend they had a big UFC card. They had a big fight that was on the UFC card, but it was in France. As you know, you got your boy. He straight up dismantled his opponent in about 2 rounds. You know who I'm talking about. Cyril Gagné.
Cyril Gagné.
Cyril Gagné. I need to make sure I work on my French pronunciation.
Everything you say.
S'il vous plaît, bonjour. Bonjour, s'il vous plaît. Huh? Well, I'm still working on it. But anyway, man.
Not to you, though. Not to you. That no, I know what that means. I'm not saying it to you.
I don't know how you say dismantle in French, but that's what he did to Sergey Spivak. In 2 rounds, man. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, Ray, but man, he tore him up. He picked him apart, and he worked him. And you already know how smooth his game is. But he was really meticulous on all of his blows, his attacks, and he looked really good in his defense as well, man. And he just tore his opponent up within the second round. It was over. It was over. It was just like how can you? There's no more defense to block everything that he was throwing at him, man. So I don't know if you got to see it.
We don't know what the hell we talking about, so we need to bring in an expert.
Hold on, we're gonna bring in an expert, but before we bring in the expert, I want to say something to you all.
Chip, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Like a spider monkey. Go on.
Chip, you brought this on, man.
Look, if y'all don't know who the spider monkey is, call Chip because Talladega Nights is here. We want to go ahead and bring in Miss Ashley Yoder. Ash, how you doing?
Ooh, we got the spider monkey on. Let's go.
Ash, how you doing?
That's probably my best intro I've had. Thank you.
And we love it. We love it. We're glad that you love it. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Man, how's everything going? It's great to have you on the show. Please share a little bit of everything of what's going on in your life and what you're doing. And let's go ahead and jump into this fight that happened last weekend.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm in the middle of my fight camp. I've been out for a couple of years, actually, from a couple of serious shoulder surgeries. So I'm in the heart of my fight camp right now. But yeah, last week fight, there was so much to talk about. Obviously, it was an iconic crowd in Paris. It being an illegal sport for so many years that they really showed out, and you could really hear it during the live performances, like the crowd going crazy. And those are the things you love to hear, right? Like,
All
crowd
right.
real, and anyone that's been in any competition where you have a crowd behind you, it makes you like a hero in a sense. So it was a great whole card from start to finish. There was a lot of finishes, but yeah, for sure, I think Cyril Gane's like 111 significant strikes to, like, I want to say maybe 26 really just showcased that he's meant to be in the top, and he really just put on a clinic for everyone.
I didn't see that coming though. They thought it was just going to be more of a battle, like a little more stand up, and they was just going to go back and forth. And then you see Cyril just like he was like, "I'm taking you down. I'm gonna punch you in your face. I'm gonna just not even give you the opportunity." I didn't see the dominance happening from that. So, what happens in a fight like that when you're going into a big situation? You're in Paris, France. You got a whole different dynamic that hasn't been there for a while, and you come out and say, "Okay," he feels like, "All right, like you are not better than me at all."
Yeah, I think it was a huge statement. He needed that. I think he was wearing that last loss on his back really heavy. The world was looking at him like, man, this guy's you look at heavyweights. I always say this: heavyweights get signed to get knocked out or knock someone out. They don't sign you up to do submissions, even though you're seeing the well-roundedness of all the heavyweights now. Cyril has submissions on his list. Spavik has submissions on his list on top of KOs. But the people want to see. I hate to say it, but you get signed up to either get knocked out or knock someone out. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great fight all around, and I think he knew he had to bring that.
And sure enough, he did.
Cyril puts himself back in the mix. Like he puts himself back in the top
Yeah.
mix. So in the heavyweight division, that's the big buck division. Right now you got Bones Jones, you got Ngannou, you got all these folks that are like moving up and down to try to figure out, hey, where do we go? So you got Tom Aspinall coming up. I think maybe that might be the next thing. How do you think he fares against the dark horse?
I don't know. I think they both have submission games. Obviously, Tom Aspinall, I don't know if you guys knew this, but his dad owned a jiu-jitsu gym, and so he's very well-rounded jiu-jitsu practitioner as well. And that leads to like a fun fight, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Most of these times you get these heavyweights that come in and are like, oh, they're not like the brightest of the bunch, but they're about to throw haymakers and make a show. People that are drunk in the crowd are like, yeah, that guy's the best fighter.
Yeah. Where's Tank Abbott now?
Huh?
Where's Tank Abbott?
Oh, man. No, but Tank Abbott, a perfect example, right? Like these guys that like brought the UFC to what it was, and you have all these like Roy Nelson just come in, just one banger. Don't even look like he hit the gym in like 20 years.
Roy had a beer before he went to the gym, before he came in the UFC.
For real. And then like didn't cut his hair for 5 years. So
look, that's all that it takes. Give me a beer and I'll beat your.
And it's true, but it happens. And you know what? The fans live for that. Like we're in the entertainment, baby. Like you gotta literally come out and try to get a fight that finishes.
Yeah. Man. Speaking of entertainment, so this upcoming weekend we got the Airbender and Adesanya, and we got Strickland, and they are fighting in Vegas. Or Vegas has actually. Do you think that it's accurate what Vegas has put up, that Adesanya would be -600 and Strickland is +400? What do you think about that?
I mean, I know Sean. I've trained with Sean. Sean's been at our gym. I'm actually pretty decent friends with Sean. Wow. And I'm not gonna. He grew on to me. Let's just say that. But one thing about Sean is he likes to fight. one of the things I think he's going to put a threat up for the Stylebender is he's going to pressure him. And there, one of the things with Stylebender, he has to have that distance. He has to have that range to throw kicks. Sean really shows up. I mean, he got his black belt from my coach. My coach doesn't just hand out black belts. So, Sean does have ground. He just doesn't like to use it. He likes to punch men, and he states that over and over again. As an underdog, I think he's going to put up a great fight. And I honestly think with all this background, I don't know if you guys saw the press conference just yesterday. It was wild. It wasn't just him. Everybody had this energy of like big dog mentality. I'm going to tear your head off, the cameraman's head off. And like people love that. I think it's going to be an epic card, honestly.
Yeah, I think it is as well. I think if Adesanya, if he can stay off of the cage, then he will win. His strength is his range, right? But if Strickland can make sure that he had him and he puts him in a position where he can, put him on the cage or get him on the ground, I think he could possibly win. So looking forward to this.
Look, Prince. I'm gonna stop you right there.
I'm just being an analyst, baby.
I love Sean, but there's levels. I mean, Stylebender can fight off the cage. He can fight on the ground. He can fight on the ground. But you have a fighter's chance. I mean, Sean is gonna go in and he's gonna fight. And that's what you love about it. You love about the sport like this is that everybody has a chance to win. But the reality of it is the Vegas odds are the Vegas odds because they don't want to lose, right? So,
I don't know. I'm one of those. I feel like it's one of those bets to be made. Like I'm never. Well, mine is that we're not allowed to bet. But if I were previously saying like these are one of those fights that like you got to put something on it, right? Like because it's gonna be if it is an upset, it's gonna be such a big upset. I mean, I said this about when Juliana Pena fought Amanda Nunes the first time. I was like, bro, that's money to be bet. Like, I get you guys don't think she's gonna win, but bets like that are the ones that are like, that's what the game's for, right? Like, you want to see stuff like that. And hey, it could be an upset. I'm not saying that it will because I agree with you. Like, Sean is Sean, and he's gonna come in and probably do the same thing that he does every fight: walk forward like a zombie, throwing those punches, talking shit. Sorry. But at the same time, you have Stylebender, whose fight IQ is really high. He knows how Sean fights, and he uses his range really, really well, like really well. So I'm excited either way because I love Sean, but it'd be crazy to see Sean get that belt around. He's been in the UFC really, really long time, and he's crazy. So
I think I got $100 to put down and might have some gift cards to pass out. Gift cards, right?
Yeah.
Look, Ashley. So we have a lot of great fights coming up, and we have a great fight that's coming up from you in October 14th, right? Yes. Against Miss Hill. And
no,
no, it's not against Miss Hill. I'm sorry, I got who? Ducati, right? How do you say her last name? Ducati. Excuse me. All right. So we got it against Ducati, and it's October 14th. How do you prepare for a fight like that? How do you get ready? How do you get that spider monkey chip on your back and get ready to go and kick some ass?
Well, speaking of Hill, I have actually been training with Angela Hill. We fought twice in the past, and so
I just saw her in the gym not too long ago. That's why.
I'm getting out of my comfort zone and heading to San Diego twice a week and training with some of the girls down there at Alliance BJJ and with Justin Flores. So, I'm just getting out. I've been to Denver a couple of times. So I'm just getting out of my comfort zone and getting some high level girls to help me out. And I'm excited, man. I feel like a new person because I've been out for so long. So yeah, October 14th, UFC fight night. It will be in Vegas. I'm super stoked, and make sure you check it out.
So are you fully healthy now? I mean, it's Vegas odds. You talk about betting. I'm betting on you because you beat my ass and danced with the stars with the necklace.
I wasn't even allowed. Yes, I promise.
You say yes.
It's kind of funny because everybody was like, their betting odds were on you, and I was the underdog. They're like, if there's two people gonna win this charity event, it's probably gonna be Roy or Ashley. And I was like, or Ray or Ashley. And I said, you know what? I'm bringing it. Like, let this guy bring it. And guess what? I have the trophy still at my house.
God dang it. See, that's what happens.
Hey, you gotta hold it up. You gotta hold it up, Ashley.
Not at home right now. I would.
Might be a rematch. It's a rematch. Rematch.
Give me the bridge, y'all.
Bro, they're not even gonna let us do that. They're like, you guys can come hand the trophy to the next. I'm like, dang. I was like, we had a blast. I had a blast. I know you had a blast.
Oh, that was a good time. That was a
great
good time.
dances. But
Man, I wish I was on there. I think I would have won. You know, between the two
Lord,
of you
man,
all.
you might be able to get to the next one, Prince.
Hey, I need to get to the next one because Dancing with the Stars is who I am.
We're gonna talk with Charity and get you set up.
Let's get me going, man. Let's get me going. Look, so any final thoughts or any final words that you want to give our listeners, your audience right now? Just look into the camera and tell them a couple of things like don't give up or I'll kick your, So Asphalt, go ahead and say it, Ash.
No, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on first and foremost. Thank you so much. I just think a lot of people that, are in my situation where, I was a person that didn't have any background coming into a sport that is now I'm at the highest level. And I started really late in life. I didn't have any martial arts training until I was 20 years old. Wow. I know I look like I'm 21, but yeah, whatever you decide to put your head to, man, like it doesn't matter the age. If you want to make that commitment, there's going to be a lot of sleepless, blood, sweat, tear nights that you're just, questioning things, but have faith in God and, put that work into the gym, into yourself and stay disciplined and focused. And I promise you, if I can make it, y'all, anybody can make it. So you just got to have that grind.
Well, we're going to be out there supporting you. We come to see our girl Ash. We're going to be with bells and whistles on and pom-poms and everything else, cheering for you to go ahead and get that W. So make sure y'all support her, follow Ash on. Tell them where they can find you on social media and everything else.
Yo, check me out, the Spider Monkey Yoda. I'm on Instagram. I'm Ashley Yoder MMA on X, and I am Ashley Yoder MMA as well on Facebook fan page. So
check her out. Hey, Ash, whenever you come to San Diego, please hit me up. I will come to the gym with you and come and check you out. And I gotta
come to Temecula and come up here and fight with us and with Dan's gym. So
yeah, get you guys up with Dan, and then I'll just record it and then I'll commentate as you guys are sparring him.
Jim, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. Like a spider monkey. Go on.
Chip, you brought this on.
No, Ash, appreciate you. Thank you for joining.
Man, thank you so much.
Have a good one, Ash.
That's prime time right there. That's prime time, Prince. What you know about that?
Hey, that was real prime time. Make sure that y'all check out October 14th. She is going to dismantle Miss Emily Ducote. Look, but speaking of prime time, did you say prime time? Prime time? Man, I'm talking about Deion Sanders. Look, I'm keeping receipts, right? Because I'm feeling good. Because when I feel good, I look good. When I look good, I play good. And when I play good, I get paid good. Oh, man, if you don't know, now you know. Could he be the best dancer? Could he be flamboyant? Could he be the person that pulled up in a limousine and ran a 4.2 and then left in the limousine again at the combine and said, y'all call my agent, don't call me.
He said, I believe he's the only player to play in the World Series and a Super Bowl.
And he's not the only player, but he's amongst other players that has hit a home run and scored a touchdown in two different professional sports in the same week. Do y'all know who we're talking about? If you don't know, now you know. It's prime time. Must need money. Man, look, man, let me say something to you. This past week, Colorado Buffaloes came out to play and they beat number 17 TCU, and Deion Sanders injected his greatness and his excellence into his players. He got them ready within months because you got to remember, he just got hired not too long ago and came in and won a big game, 45-42. Look, his son, Shedeur Sanders, had 510 passing yards.
I'm bringing my luggage and it's Louis, baby.
Hey, it's Louis, baby. Look, he set a school record. This was his first game. Let me say that. His first game as a Colorado quarterback. Just last year, he was at Jackson State.
Hey, he was at the FBS level, and he said, look, I can play anywhere, and it don't matter. He said the talent ain't that different when you come on here. He said the biggest thing is that the defensive linemen kind of close down quicker when you start to push upfield. He said that was the only difference that he saw from Deion Sanders.
Look, man, Travis, and then you got to remember Travis Hunter. The dude is cold. He played 114 snaps. 114 snaps. That's more than some teams. Let me tell you something, man. Man, Deion is special. The group of guys that he have is special. Deion is making noise, and he's doing it his way. He has swag. You didn't make me, so you can't break me. Look, I know other coaches have to be intimidated by it. Don't let his confidence. What did he say? How did he say it? Don't let my confidence make you insecure. I know I didn't say it right. I'm just paraphrasing, but I just want to let y'all know Deion Sanders is here. Prime time is here, and he's doing it his way, man. Y'all make sure that y'all check out Deion. Can he keep rolling the way that he's rolling, Ray? This is going into week 2. They're playing Nebraska. Can he keep doing the things that he's been doing, Ray? Talk to me.
Absolutely. Nebraska ain't that good. He's lined up to have a situation where he is really putting Colorado on the map, a team that won 1 game last year, to put them back into the top 25 this week, and then have a whole conversation about y'all ain't believe, but I did. You ain't understand, but we did. We believe. Right. He put the whole thing back on the whole industry. He's changing the game. The thought process from the industry was that a black coach can't come in. You came from the HBCU. You don't know what you're talking about. This is not your game. You cannot come to a Power 5. He's like, God did.
I want to tell my little John. What? Okay.
Man, he made those players believe. And I see some deficiencies because I'm a football coach and I watch the game, so I see some deficiencies in what they're doing. But I see the kids are playing hard for him. Like they're putting their heart out there. There are some deficiencies on defense and defensive line where they will struggle with like the Alabamas of the world or the big boys that's really pushing for a heavy running game because they just don't have it yet. But he put everybody on notice. Like, my son had the best game of his life, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. My luggage, Travis Hunter, who he said, if we didn't miss 2 plays, the Heisman will be at his house right now.
Oh, wait, let me say something to you real quick, because you mentioned something about the players. I'm about to channel my Stephen A. Smith because I'm going to slow it down, Ray, and I'm going to get real verbose with my words. So what I'm going to say is this, man. Deion Sanders, if he wins this game, that means last year when they were 1-11 before he came in, he will have won more games than they won last year. That's one. Number 2, I'll say this, man. When they said back in the day, Prince Machiavelli wrote a book. He said it's better to be feared than to be loved. Well, it looks like the players are looking to love Deion Sanders, and they don't fear their coach. They want to play for him, man. So he is changing the game, changes the status quo. Hey, Deion Sanders is here to stay. I don't care what y'all say, but prime time is here. So make sure that you tune in on time, this time, at the time that Colorado plays, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Here you go. It's one thing before we get off of Deion and go to the next subject. I gotta really put this in here. Watch how they start moving the goalposts. Because at first it was like, damn, if he comes in here, he wins 5 games. That is successful. He didn't change the whole game. He changed the whole culture out there. He did something special. But now they're like, oh, if he don't win a national championship, if he don't make the playoffs, he was terrible. Because the narrative has to be their narrative, not what his narrative is. And he like, I don't give a damn about none of y'all. My players, we come to play. We ain't scared of none of y'all. Deion Sanders came back and said, I don't care about names. He's like, you talk about TCU. You got to line up and play. We're going to line up and play. He had a better game against TCU, who was in a national championship last year. FCS. National Championship, or FBS, whatever the hell it is. National Championship. They were the second best team in all of college football last year. And he came and dismantled them. So What my man Clifton Powell say, Pinky? Say something else.
And I ain't playing.
I ain't playing with you.
Hey man, I can't wait to have him on the show. But speaking of, I ain't playing with you. Look, Errol Spence Jr. He has just declared that he has broken ties with his trainer, Mr. Derek James. I wonder why. You know, and it looks like he has declared a rematch with Terence Crawford. That's going to happen in December of this year, which I think is a little bit too soon. So I want you to share something with me because I need to know, like, is that going to happen that soon? And will he be able to use a new trainer? Because we don't know who it is, but they have some candidates in the running. But I want to know, will he be able to adjust what he needs to adjust so he can come back in the ring and fight? So first and foremost, answer my first question, Ray. Do you think December is too soon for him to declare a rematch with Terence Crawford after that beat down?
Yes. That man faced, he was Martin Lawrence when he fought Thomas Hearns before he even entered the ring. So there's obviously some inflammation issues. He need to get on some turmeric or something else to make sure his inflammation goes down first and foremost and get himself into a right mindset. People are creatures of habit. Boxers, athletes are creatures of habit, which you've been taught for years and years and years. You have muscle memory for, right?
Right.
So you do what you do. So even if you come back and you try to restrict yourself and try to change, it takes a while for your body to relearn things.
Oof.
So him going in there, he might have a different game plan, but he'll end up doing the same thing because that's what he knows. So maybe he'll be in better shape. Maybe he'll be in a better mindset. But the facts are the facts. You couldn't touch this man with a 10-foot pole. He was too fast, too slick. He punched you in the head, moved out the way, looked at you, talked to somebody in the audience, came back again, punched you in the head again, knocked you out, and then went back and said, "What's your excuse now, Errol?" Unless Errol go get Antonio Tarver to go train him or something like. I think that's the only guy that can come back from that. What's your excuse now? Kind of situation.
Hey, look, they said how Roy Jones Jr. has been named one of the top candidates to potentially replace James for a rematch against Terence Crawford. And so Floyd Mayweather Sr. As well. So I want to see what's going to happen.
You can't learn that road defense that fast. Errol Spence has not had that kind of situation. So we talked about it before, and I was wrong. I got to admit that I was wrong because I picked Errol Spence to be just muscle through.
I was wrong too.
But the thing is you can't just teach somebody at the 32nd hour to be a shoulder roller, to be able to fight this way. It's not going to be the thing. He's always going to revert back. I saw when they tried to change. What's my man from England? Ricky Hatton. They tried to change him, and he came out for the first round. Like he had Mickey Ward. They tried to come out for the first round. Toro Gotti. They tried to come out for the first round. They do this. They boxing, but then they get hit. They're like, "Oh, I gotta go. I gotta fight.
I gotta go back to what I know."
Old Terence Crawford. He's like, I should be patient. I'm gonna wait for you to go back to what the hell you doing. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did to you at 154 pounds. Then I'm gonna go ahead and beat Charlo or Canelo or whoever it is because he is that good and he has that kind of skill set. So Bud made me a believer.
Oh man, like, yeah, when it comes to the rematch, I'll pick Terence Bud Crawford. And that's when I'm never gonna go against Bud Crawford ever again because the way that he handled that fight is very professional. There's levels to this, and I'm looking forward to it, man. So, look, shout outs to Errol Spence, declaring a rematch, but December is way too soon. He needs a little bit more time to prepare for this, and I think it'll be good. They need to build up the names. Don't jump back to the ring. Wait for the winner between Canelo and Charlo happening at the end of this month. So it's a lot of things that go into it, but I don't think December is a number that's attainable in terms of let's get the fight going on, maybe for the entertainment, but for his sake, I think he should like defer to a later time. You know what I mean? And speaking of deferring to a later time, do you know what's tonight, Thursday? You said what?
Foosball.
Foosball. Foosball is back. If you don't know, now you know. We got a game tonight between the Kansas City Chiefs and who else? One and only. Your team. It ain't the Dallas Cowboys.
That ain't my team.
No, it's the Lions, man. I'm telling the truth. I ain't lying.
Right,
Look, Jared Goff. We got Jared Goff against Patrick Mahomes. Who you think is gonna win? Who you got?
All right,
we got. Jared said he got the Lions.
Drum
who
roll.
Y'all have? Huh?
I you know what, Jared, you might be right, man. Because I think the Detroit Lions have an opportunity to catch the Chiefs coming off a Super Bowl win. What? Lacking Patrick Mahomes, his head look like SpongeBob SquarePants, aka Sideshow Bob, and him not really being like 100% locked in. Yeah. I think Detroit Lions have something to prove. I think they have the running game, they have a passing game. Amon-Ra St. Brown, California boy out here doing his thing. I think folks be sleeping on Jared Goff, man. I think it's going to be a shootout because every time that the Chiefs and the Lions have played, even last year, Jared Goff put up big numbers. It was a shootout. So the Chiefs have some injuries, some people that were placed in key positions. So we shall see. I'm picking the Detroit Lions, which you probably won't ever hear that from me again.
Wow. Well, for me, I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm picking Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes. He has proven that he can win the Super Bowl 2 times. Okay, so that lets me know that he is the man. And game over. Look, the Chiefs are going to win this. They have their team. They have a couple of moving parts, right? But they have Kels and
Kelsey hurt.
Kels hurt. Okay, they got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. All right, so here we go. Come on now. Bring the next man in. We're going to keep winning. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're going to continue to keep winning. That's all I got to say. I'm done talking. I don't want to talk no more.
Yep. Well, as long as you know who's going to win on Sunday night.
The Ravens?
Yeah, Ashley. How do you like this?
Hey, what'd you say? Did you want a real football team and a real helmet?
I got Lamar Jackson in my fantasy football draft though.
Man, you said Uncle Marv Jackson, your fantasy football team.
I got my fantasy football draft. I got Lamar Jackson. I got CMC.
You got Lamar Jackson?
Yep, Kenneth Walker Jr. I got the DeAndre Hopkins. Man, my team is rough.
Yeah, they stacked, man.
Yeah,
that's stacked, man. That's stacked. What did he say? That's not real headgear. Laugh out loud. Boxing. It is. Yeah. It got marks on it and everything. You know, scuff marks.
That's how Prince box. He put that on the box.
It's too much. Look, man, speaking of that's how we got to box, that's how we got to leave the show. We got to leave y'all with a nice knockout, tell y'all how to stay above the ropes, and give y'all some words of wisdom, right? So that's what we are. So my words of wisdom today is to remind yourself that you cannot control your environment, but the one thing that you can control is you. It's control within or what's in, because you're not able to control what's outside of you. So make sure that you're mindful of your thoughts, of your actions, and your emotions. How you react to things, the things that you see, you know, your diet, your spiritual diet, your mental diet, your physical diet. These are all the things that you put inside yourself, and that's the output that you will get. So be mindful of that. Make sure that you understand that you can control what's in here and in here, but the things that's outside of you, it's going to happen. So make sure that you find a practice that's going to help you anchor yourself. What did I always say? Practice mindfulness and meditation. because that's your practice that was given to you, from the universe. So that's something that no one can take away from you. And it doesn't cost you anything to practice it. So make sure that you master those practices. That way you can control what's in you and don't try to control what's outside of you. Peace.
Ooh, what? Jeez. All right, that's how you doing it.
That's how I'm doing it, baby. You already know, Ray. Let's go, man.
Look, man. So look, my standard brother ropes is stop shadow boxing in the dark. You can't hit what you can't see. Like, you got to be able to shine some light on yourself and shine light on your issues and situations, and then you can see that shadow start to move with you. You see the opposition to you to every movement. Once you start to see the opposition to your every movement, you understand how you need to move to keep it away from you, keep the negativity away from you, how to bring in the positivity, how to bring in that great light. Because if we work with blinders on, we can't see all the things that are coming at us, and they're coming at us from many different directions. So make sure that you are open, your eyes are focused, your energy is good, your aura is right. Make sure you're breathing. I've been meditating with Prince for the last couple of days, and my energy is starting to get right. My energy and mindset is starting to get right. It's breathing me inside and understanding who I am and where my center is. And you can't control what I'm actually bringing out. My space is my space. Stop giving that energy to anybody else.
And with that, y'all already know what we have to do. We got to end the show. But we want to say thank you for joining us for another great episode of Ringside. Ray, I need to drop the mic because that was really solid. I love what you said today. But thank you for joining us for another great episode of Ringside with Ray and Prince, where we look to educate you, entertain you, and empower you. Make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button and share this with the people that you care about. Other than that, you know what we got to do? We got to get out of here, Ray. You already know. So we want to tell the audience, y'all, peace and power.
I feel like busting loose.